How's it going there, folks? Welcome to the end of a trilogy, I think, here for the Quarantine Theater Company. We are finally doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I'm really excited for this one. I'm sure I speak for most of the people here who say like it was a really, really good movie. So I'm really excited to see how we all kind of put this one to the internet. But let's just jump right in and start introducing ourselves.
Hello, I'm George, and I'll be doing the action description.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'll be Star-Lord.
I'm Curtis. I'm Drax.
Hello, I'm Mary. I'll be Nebula.
I'm Logan. I'm going to be Rocket.
I'm Angi, and I'm Mantis.
I'm Chelsea, and I'm Gamora.
I'm Erik. I'll be one of the most evil villains ever, the High Evolutionary.
I'm Jessica. I will be Cosmo.
I'm Travis, and I'm Groot.
Finally.
All right. Well, George, take us away.
All right, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, written by James Gunn, transcribed by a trash panda. Interior High Evolutionary's ship, morning. A gaze of baby raccoons scurry around their cage. Heavy footsteps echo through the chamber, and one of the babies look up. The other raccoons scatter as a figure opens the cage and reaches inside. This hand looms massive towards the one raccoon, who refuses to back away, even with fear in its eyes. Fade to exterior nowhere, day. Those eyes fade into Rockets, now older. Weathered by his past, Creep by Radiohead plays across the speakers around town.
Couldn't look you in the eye, just like an angel. Skin makes me cry.
Rocket turns the volume up on the Zune as the inhabitants of nowhere bustle around him. He starts walking through the town past Mantis, who dances. Drax stands nearby.
Come on, Drax, dance.
Only idiots dance.
I'm a weirdo.
Rocket walks past Nebula and Groot, who hang a large sign. Rocket wipes his nose and continues.
Want a perfect body. Want a perfect soul.
Rocket looks to Kraglin and Cosmo playing tug of war with a scrap of fabric. Rocket heads inside the cantina. Interior nowhere cantina continuous. Quill, drunk, sits at one of the tables. Quill drunkenly looks up from his empty table as Rocket enters.
Hey!
Quill staggers to his feet, knocking over several empty glasses.
I told you a million times to keep your grimy raccoon hands off my Zune.
Quill snatches the Zune from Rocket's hands. Rocket ignores him and grabs a drink from the fridge.
Told you a million times, I'm not a damn raccoon.
Rocket finally looks up at Quill, who drunkenly drools in place, passed out on his feet. As Rocket closes the fridge door, Quill falls to the ground. Rocket takes a sip and takes the Zune back as Nebula watches from outside. Exterior nowhere, moments later. Nebula carries Quill outside with Rocket leading the way. Groot sees them and joins their walk.
Again?
Drax and Mantis join the walk. Kraglin shrugs and joins them too. Cosmo trots alongside them. Title card, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. Exterior nowhere, Quill's bunk moments later. Nebula pulls a blanket around Quill. His arm reaches out and caresses her arm.
Gamora.
Nebula rests his hand back on his chest and turns off the light, leaving Quill to sleep it off. Exterior nowhere moments later. Nowhere, Guardians of the Galaxy HQ. Nebula walks along the walkway.
So, what are you gonna do about Quill?
Me? Why not you?
Rocket walks above her upside down.
Well, I got most political issues. What am I gonna do?
Why are you on the ceiling?
I want to see if these new gravity boots work on a slope.
Exterior nowhere, same time. Kraglin focuses. He places the Yaka arrow on the ground in front of him.
Here we go.
Kraglin lets out a low whistle and arrow flies, hitting a few targets scattered around the path in front of him. Cosmo ducks to avoid being hit as the arrow flies by, embedding itself into Nebula's chest. She looks more annoyed than hurt. Nebula sighs.
Sorry.
She pulls the arrow out and slaps it into his chest without breaking stride.
Wish moi, Kraglin. You must know you will never learn.
You think you could do better?
Da.
Cosmo concentrates and a pebble floats off the ground. It whips through the air, hitting every target before coming to a stop in front of Cosmo. Steemie Blueliver laughs.
Telekinesis is cheating. That's a stupid pebble. I could do that with my dang finger.
Or finger. Kraglin looks down at Cosmo.
You're a bad Doug.
Cosmo looks at Kraglin, sadness in her eyes.
Say that to me.
You are. You're a bad Doug.
Take that back. Come on. That's not cool. Nebula, did you hear? He called me a bad dog and you refused to take it back.
I don't care, Cosmo.
Is Peter okay?
I don't know.
What are you going to do?
They approach a food stand serving small cooked creatures on a stick.
Me? He's your brother.
Doesn't matter. He still doesn't listen to me.
Yeah, he has been pretty mopey ever since Gamora died.
She's not dead. She just doesn't remember anything from the past few years.
Nobody tells me nothing.
Man, so why don't you just touch him and, make him happy?
I am Groot?
Dude!
Gross!
No, not like that. Touch him with your powers.
It is wrong to manipulate the feelings of friends.
What about that time you made me fall in love with my sock?
Well, that was funny.
I guess it's back to one of us touching him the other way. Maybe we should draw straws.
Interior Nowhere Cantina continuous.
No one ever meant that, Drax.
Nebula bites the head off her creature on a stick. Exterior space later. Crazy on You by Heart plays as Adam Warlock flies through the vacuum of space towards nowhere. Interior Nowhere Rocket's room, same. Rocket slots the Zune into a dock, the song continuing through the room. Rocket pulls a small metallic device from his pocket and looks at it. The memory is too painful to truly think about. With a tearful sigh, he tucks it back into his pocket. He pulls off his shirt. A moment later, Adam comes crashing through the window, tackling Rocket. Adam flies Rocket through several walls, including smashing through the window next to Quill's bed. Exterior Nowhere continuous. The residents of Nowhere looks up.
What's that?
What the hell?
Oh my god.
Nebula looks up at the crash overhead.
Is he okay?
Nebula runs off to the armory, unlocking the door quickly and grabbing a flight pack. Adam stands on the roof holding Rocket as Quill looks on from his shattered window. Rocket slips from Adam's grip. Hey! Rocket scampers to the underside of the walkway. Where did you go, Squirrel? Adam hears a sound from behind him as Nebula flies into view. Her new robotic arm shifts into a blaster.
On the ground!
Adam roars and flies towards her before getting blasted out of the air and through a wall. Nebula lands, still ready for a fight. Adam stands from the rubble and Nebula prepares to fire again. Adam flies forward, tackling Nebula all the way to the ground. Adam rises first, preparing to strike.
No, stop, don't.
Adam collapses Nebula's stomach with one blow.
Stop, please. No, stop, please.
Adam breaks Nebula's jaw, each blow dealing more and more damage. He picks her up and tosses her across nowhere. Adam looks up, barely seeing Groot before the tree slams down on top of him. Groot grabs Adam's head, his roots wrapping around him. Adam flies upwards, taking Groot with him. Adam fights his way from Groot's grip, blasting away pieces of him. As Adam slams Groot into rooftops, he pulls Groot's arms off. Interior Nowhere Armory, same. Mantis opens the weapons vault as Rocket runs in.
Who is that maniac?
Some stupid dude with a ray gun hand. I don't freaking know.
Exterior Nowhere, same. Kraglin looks up at Adam and Groot fighting. They crash nearby and Kraglin hides. After the dust clears, Adam rises and drops Groot's severed head to the ground. Kraglin holds up his arrow and concentrates. Kraglin whistles and the arrow flies towards Adam. It smacks into Adam's jaw but does nothing. Adam looks around, unsure of where it came from. Kraglin keeps hiding. Who threw this thing at me? Kraglin looks at Saralami, who whimpers nearby.
Shut up.
Seeing no one, Adam continues on. Baby. Interior Nowhere Armory moments later. Rocket loads a blaster as Adam forces open the door. Before Rocket can fire, Adam blasts him in the chest. Mantis charges at Adam, but he catches her in the air and breaks her arm, tossing her aside. A blast hits Adam in the head. He turns and sees Quill firing away, driving Adam backwards right into the grip of Drax. Drax lifts Adam into the air.
Pick on someone your own size.
Exterior nowhere continuous. Drax punches Adam to the ground and advances on him. Drax picks up Adam and throws him across the square. Adam stands as Drax charges. Drax and Adam clash, close to an even match. Interior nowhere armory continuous. Quill is about to help Drax when
Peter,
Quill turns and sees Mantis over Rocket.
Peter, we need med packs.
Quill stops as he sees Rocket dying in front of him. Quill runs to the medical cabinet as Mantis struggles to keep Rocket stable. Interior nowhere cantina continuous. Nebula puts herself back together.
Nebula!
Piss off!
Exterior nowhere continuous. Drax and Adam fight. Drax barely able to hold Adam's blasting hands at bay, but Adam lets out a burst of energy, knocking Drax to the ground. Nebula looks through the hole she flew through and sees Adam standing over Drax. Adam starts to pummel Drax. Interior nowhere armory continuous. Quill opens a med pack as Rocket struggles to breathe.
Rocket!
Exterior nowhere continuous. Nebula makes her way towards Adam and Drax, her arm shifting into a glowing blade. Before Adam can deal a killing blow, Nebula runs her blade through his stomach. That hurts.
What a pity.
She pulls the blade out and Adam falls to the ground. Interior nowhere armory continuous. Quill puts the med pack on Rocket's chest as Mantis wraps another around her broken arm. With a beep, it snaps her arm back into place. Quill turns on the med pack and it begins to spark, clearly hurting Rocket more.
No.
Nebula hears Mantis's cry and she runs towards the sound. Nebula stands in the doorway.
All I did was activate the med packs.
Get them off now!
Quill pulls it away as Rocket struggles. Exterior nowhere. The citizens of nowhere come out of hiding. Kraglin sees Groot's head crawling towards Drax. Groot's head rubs Drax and tries to comfort him. Kraglin then notices Adam is gone, flying away.
Oh, hell.
Interior nowhere armory continuous. Quill lifts Rocket.
We need him. We need to get him to the med bay.
It was destroyed. There's another one on the ship.
They rush for the Bowie as Rocket remembers. Interior High Evolutionary's ship, flashback. Rocket's head is shaved and prepped for surgery. His skin is tattooed. 89P13. Rocket remembers flashes of surgery. All he can comprehend is the pain. The High Evolutionary leans into his view along with Recorder Theel and Recorder Vim.
Stitch him up and transfer him with the rest of Batch 89.
Interior High Evolutionary's ship holding cells moments later. Rocket is tossed to the ground in the cell as the door is locked behind him. Rocket staggers uneasily to his feet and looks around. He sees a figure stepping towards him from the cage next to him. Out of the shadows steps an otter with cybernetic arms.
It's okay. You're here with us now.
Oh, it's the new guy.
A large walrus with wheel legs moves into Rocket's view.
What kind of thing are you? You got like a mask on your face.
Rocket looks towards the back of his cage and sees a small white rabbit with mechanical spider legs come to view.
Mask, eyes, face, mouth. Does it work?
It's okay, friend. Don't let them scare you.
Rocket shivers in pain.
Hurts.
The rabbit looks around the cell floor and picks up a small scrap of fabric. She hands it to the otter, who licks it and dabs it to Rocket's fresh surgery wounds.
It's okay. You're gonna be okay.
Interior of the Bowie, present. The team stands gathered in the med bay.
A kill switch?
A device set to destruct if anyone goes poking around inside him, or even if we use the med packs.
And why would Rocket have a kill switch?
Apparently, someone considers him proprietary technology and sent that golden lunatech to get him.
So he'll die if we operate on him?
And he'll die if we won't.
There has to be some way to bypass it.
It looks like there's a pass key that could override the kill switch.
What do we know about where Rocket came from?
We won't talk about it.
Much of the tech was developed by a company called Orgoscope, and there's a code on all of it. 89P13. He's got maybe 48 hours.
Quill marches off towards the command deck.
Where are you going?
Orgoscope has to have records, right? Maybe they'll have a way for us to override the kill switch and save Rocket.
They won't just give us that information.
Well, that's why we're gonna break in.
We'll kill anyone who gets in our way.
Not kill anyone.
Kill a few people.
Kill no people.
Kill one guy, one stupid guy who no one loves.
Now you're just making it sad.
Quill takes the helm and activates the comms dock. Interior Nowhere space dock continuous.
Kraglin, Cosmo, I need you to keep watch over Nowhere till we're back. Couple of days, tops.
Aye, Captain.
Aye, comrade.
Cosmo looks over to Kraglin.
Take back what you said, that I am a bad dog.
Nope.
I know you don't really think I am a bad dog. Can you please take it back?
I will not.
Interior the Bowie moments later. Nebula looks at the navigation module.
I located the coordinates of the Orgcorp. I think I have a contact near there. Maybe they can help us get in.
Contact him. Let's go save our friend.
Quill kicks on the sound system, playing Since You've Been Gone by Rainbow, and the ship takes off through a warp port. Interior the Bowie med bay continuous. Groot stands by Rocket's bedside, his wooden body growing back. Interior High Evolutionary's ship holding cells flashback. Rocket plays with the otter, walrus, and rabbit, running around the cages and laughing. Despite the pain they've all endured, they have found a small piece of joy in each other's company.
No.
It seems almost like they're playing a game of tag, and now the walrus is it. They fall to their backs laughing.
It's good to have friends.
Exterior Arete Laboratories, Counter-Earth Day. Ayesha lies on the landing platform, cradling Adam in her arms.
Oh, my poor baby.
It hurts. The hangar door opens and in walks the High Evolutionary.
Do you have it?
He looks different than when we saw him in Rocket's memory. His hair is now gone, and it looks like his face has been stretched across a skull of robotic circuitry.
He does not, sire.
I tried to warn you, High Evolutionary. These Guardians are more powerful than you think.
Recorder Theel slides a box in front of the High Evolutionary, and he steps up on it, now standing taller than Ayesha.
Or perhaps you may simply underestimate your own value, High Priestess.
He grabs her hair and pulls her in close, looking into her eyes.
No doubt a flaw of some type in my own design. I created you lot as merely an aesthetic experiment. Beautiful numbskulls, but your egos have run wild. Say ah.
Ah.
And this one was meant to be the Warlock, the apogee of their people.
You removed Adam from his cocoon early, my liege. He's still a child.
No, there's something wrong with him, even outside all that.
Yes, there's something wrong with me. I was stabbed, you extraordinary phallus. The High Evolutionary raises his hand and Adam flies against the wall, held in place by an invisible force.
He doesn't know any better. We shall do whatever you require, my liege.
You knew of 89P13's existence for years without alerting me. That's not what I acquire.
He twists his hand and Adam screams in pain.
I'm sorry, my liege.
Find 89P13 and return it to me, or I will destroy your entire civilization as it is my right as your maker. Do you understand?
He digs Adam deeper into the wall.
Do you understand?
Yes, sire.
Tulu,
He quickly releases Adam and walks away.
how did 89P13 survive after all these years, Theel?
It's always clever, sire.
Yes, that's exactly why I want it now.
Of course.
Its brain.
That is the only reason, sire.
Reporter Theel and reporter Vim share a look.
But I'm really trusting the Sovereign to retrieve it.
They're merely a backup. I believe I know where they're going.
Interior Sovereign ship moments later. Ayesha helps Adam back on board. I want to go home.
Yes, I know. Soon, my son.
Ayesha flops into her chair.
The Guardians, they have brought us to this point.
Do not fret, mother. I will kill all your enemies for you.
All right, my love.
I will. I will stomp on their skulls.
Thank you.
I'm going to mush their brains between my fingers. I'm going to piss on their dead bodies and make love to their carcasses.
Well, that's a bit much.
Well, it's what a man does, mother. One who's not a boy at all. Ayesha groans. Exterior space later. Ships fly around Orgoscope, a large fleshy space station. The Orgoscope, Orgoscope HQ. The Bowie draws closer. Interior of the Bowie moments later. Nebula stands on the command deck.
It's bioformed. Instead of being built, it's grown from living matter. The structure is surrounded by 3 impenetrable plasmic security shields. It's not going to be easy to break into this place, Star-Lord.
Interior of the Bowie generator room. Same. Quill moves through the room with Mantis and Drax.
Doesn't have to be easy. I was a professional thief, remember? I'll jam the signals one at a time.
Quill turns off his communicator.
She calls me Star-Lord when she's mad at me.
She's always mad at everyone.
It's because I was drunk. She's right. If I had been drinking, maybe Rocket... I'm sorry.
It's okay. He's your best friend.
Second best friend.
Everyone around me dies. My mother, Yondu, Gamora.
Gamora isn't dead.
She is to us. You want his Argonaut?
Quill takes one.
Thank you.
Mantis gives Drax a look. Quill puts a mechanism into the ship and it changes from yellow to green.
First shield set.
Interior of the Bowie, same.
3, 2, 1.
The Bowie pushes through the shield and continues towards the Orgosphere. Interior of the Bowie generator room. They move to the next generator.
Peter,
What?
you had family on Earth and you never wanted to go back and see them.
No, you're my sister. That's all the family I want or need. Besides, it was really just my grandpa, okay? He was a pretty hard guy.
Still, don't you think
What?
you were abducted by Ravengers the same day he lost his daughter?
Oh, yeah. He was upset. My mom died. He's screaming in my face. He pushed me out of the room.
He was probably just trying to protect you.
What are you talking about?
What?
I'm talking about the people in my life who died, and you're talking about this? Second shield set.
3, 2, 1.
Bowie flies through the second shield.
I'm only saying, you're never even gone to see if he's okay. He could still be alive.
My grandpa? He'd be like 90-something years old.
So he could still be alive.
People on Earth die when they're like 50.
They die when they're 50?
I don't know, something like that.
What's even the point of being born?
Exactly.
Are you about to die?
I'm not 50.
It shrugs.
The point is, I wasn't talking about any of this. Third shield set.
3, 2, 1.
The ship pushes through the shield and Quill, Mantis, and Drax move for the lift.
Well, not everything is about what you were talking about. And I'm only saying you are upset because so many of the people you care about have left you, but you also left someone. And maybe I wanted a Zargnet.
Too late. They're all gone.
You stand in silence for a beat before Drax eats another Zargnut. Suddenly, the lift stops and the lights glitch out. Electricity surges around the command deck.
Why didn't we go through?
Nebula turns and looks out the front window.
We did. It's not the shield.
Quill, Mantis, and Drax emerge from the lift and walk onto the command deck.
Oh, hell.
Stakar Ogord floats in front of the ship, surging with energy.
Ravagers.
Monitor next to Quill chirps to life, and the robotic face of Mainframe fills the screen.
Hey guys, you're about to be boarded by the United Ravagers. You can surrender and turn over any stuff worth anything and live, or you can die. Totes up to you.
Ravager ships dock with the Bowie. A portal opens behind Quill and the Ravagers board, including Martinex, a crystal-faced alien played by Lex Luthor, and Nathan Fillion's daughter from Castle. One of the Ravagers carries a small furry creature named Blurp. More Ravagers come down the passageway, guns drawn. Drax tries to charge them, but Quill stops him.
No, Drax! No, Drax!
Molly Ravager blows Drax a kiss.
Guys, it's me, Peter Quill. I'm one of you, remember?
Hold on!
Nebula runs towards Quill.
We have an appointment.
We have an appointment.
With who?
With Gamora.
With Gamora.
Quill turns to Nebula.
What?
You're early.
The Ravagers part, and there stands Gamora, looking at home with these space pirates. Nebula and Gamora nod to each other. Quill is stunned in his tracks, seeing this variant of the woman he loves. Interior of the Bowie, minutes later. Molly hands out red uniforms to the Guardians.
What are these?
Orgoscope uniforms. You're gonna have to wear these to move through the Orgo without attracting attention.
This isn't my color.
Stakar turns to face Drax.
What did you say?
Flashes with my eyes.
Ravagers laugh.
Put it on!
Nebula,
Quill pulls her aside.
why would you not tell me that you've been in contact with Gamora?
Because I didn't want you to freak out.
Freak out!
Like that?
Nebula moves to a changing booth.
Let me in there. I don't want to be trapped out here. I can't.
Mantis looks on from another booth.
Gamora, we are grateful for your help.
Oh, I'm not doing this out of the kindness of my heart. I'm doing this for the 100,000 units my sister promised.
So, you're a Ravager now.
Put on the uniform.
Never pictured you as the Ravager type.
Who are you again?
Orgoscope is in possession of some of the most advanced cybergenetic IP in the galaxy, so they're heavily guarded by the deadly Orgosentries. Now, I know you don't have the documentation to dock, so you're gonna have to get in there on your own. Once in, Gamora's gonna lead you to the records, where maybe you can find the passkey to override the kill switch and help save the hedgehog. But if you get into trouble, we will not be able to bail you out.
Interior of the Bowie, med bay, moments later. Groot enters and heads to Rocket's bedside. Interior High Evolutionary's ship, observation deck, flashback. The High Evolutionary stands with Rocket and the recorders.
Yes, of course, brilliant.
Rocket works a complicated mathematical formula on a chalkboard.
It's functioning has skyrocketed.
Rocket looks to the High Evolutionary, proud of his work.
That's correct, P13. Very good.
Rocket smiles. Recorder Theel takes the chalkboard and Rocket looks out the window, his eyes widening upon seeing the sky.
That's the new world. Counter Earth. The experiments will go once they're ready.
It blew.
That's the sky.
Sky.
Rocket sees a ship flying into the atmosphere.
Rocket.
Yes, it is.
Classical music plays.
What sounds?
That's music.
We like it?
We do. The recording is over 5,000 years old. Mo Orgoste Fon, Mo Orgalone Fon Note, which translated is, be not as you are, but as you should be. It's a sacred mission to take the cacophony of sounds around us and turn it into song. To take an imperfect clump.
The High Evolutionary grabs Rocket's head a little too tight.
Of biological matter, such as and transform into something perfect.
Let's go.
And we're halfway there, aren't we?
The High Evolutionary stands.
Come with me, P13. I'd like to show you something.
Rocket grabs a small piece of tech before running after him. Interior High Evolutionary's ship experimentation deck flashback.
We have but a single quest to create the perfect species and the perfect society. You, P13, are part of Batch 89. And here with Batch 90, I've developed a process by which I can guide any organism through millions of years of programmed evolutionary changes in a moment.
Porter Theel enters and places a turtle into a large glass chamber. The High Evolutionary nods, and the chamber fills with gas. The turtle starts mutating quickly, growing to human size and shrieking. Now it looks like a Michael Bay Ninja Turtle. This upsets the turtle, and it starts slamming itself against the glass. This scares Rocket, and he jumps back.
See now, that's the rub. For some reason, these specimens are also overproducing the LIGO beta seminoprotein in their systems, causing them to be, well,
violent. We don't like it.
A utopia can't have its denizens murdering one another, can it?
Can't.
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 Theel.
Recorder Theel pushes a button and the glass chamber fills with flame, burning the turtle to ashes.
The program to be peaceful like you, but for some reason it's not catching.
Sonic filters.
What?
They're suppressolating the glycolide salts, and then boop, 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 half the team residual be forming, and then they make, what do you say?
Loligo beta microseminoproteins.
Yeah, thems. And then angry turtles is.
Reporters looks to the High Evolutionary.
Huh.
Exterior Orgoscope present. The bay door to the Bowie opens and out jump the Guardians, floating down to the tune of In the Meantime by Space Hog.
There, that's the decompression chamber.
Lock in.
They all fire tracking dots onto the surface of the fleshy ship, drawing them in for a controlled landing.
Go.
Their suit jets activate and they float towards the surface. They land with a soft bounce.
Activate gravity boots and gloves.
Once activated, the Guardians stick to the surface.
Nebula, go.
Nebula shifts her arm and starts cutting a hole in the flesh. Gamora crouches to watch her sister, and Quill crouches next to her. He can't keep his eyes off of Gamora. He pushes the blue button on his suit, matching the color of Gamora's suit.
So, you really don't remember anything?
Like what?
About your time with us.
No.
We weren't
anything.
You and me.
That person was some alternate future version of me. It wasn't me.
We loved each other.
I don't think so.
I know you don't remember any of it. You were everything to me. And I miss you. So much. And maybe if you open yourself up to it, there's a possibility.
I don't think so, Quinn.
Quill.
I don't think so.
Well, what I'm trying to...
Peter, you know this is an open line, right?
What, Peter? Quinn?
But I switched it over to private. Oh, sorry. And you're just telling me now?
We were hoping it would stop on its own.
But I switched it over to private.
What color button did you push?
Blue for the blue suit.
Oh no.
Blue is the open line for everyone.
Orange is for blue.
What?
Black is for orange, yellow is for green, green is for red, and red is for yellow.
No, yellow is for yellow, green is for red, red is for green.
I don't think so. Hello!
Everyone winces at the audio feedback.
You were right.
How the hell am I supposed to know all of that?
Seems intuitive.
Can we get back to saving our friend?
Nebula looks at Quill.
Get that jammer ready to change the shield.
Quill pulls out the jammer as Nebula pulls out a plug of flesh. A small alarm begins sounding. Quill dives for the hole and slaps the jammer onto the wall. The shield changes from yellow to purple. Interior Orgoscope command, same time. Administrator Quill, aka James Gunn's wife, sits at a wall of monitors. He notices the alarm. Interior Orgoscope airlock, same. The Guardians float into the room. Drax drifts through the hole and gets stuck.
Guys?
Interior Orgoscope. Master Karja, although some might call him the rookie, stands talking to his guys.
When you want to talk about a sweet ride, the acceleration will crush your spine. It's got a brand new Fuselix core. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Because I just made that up.
Oh, well, I thought you said something else. Master Karja.
No, you didn't.
I did. I did. Master Karja, there appears to be a physical breach in the White Wing somewhere.
Could it be a glitch?
Maybe.
Interior Orgoscope airlock, same. The Guardians struggle to pull Drax from the hole. Interior Orgoscope command, same.
I'm accessing the eye. I'll see if I can locate it.
He clicks a few buttons, clicking through the various video feeds. Interior Orgoscope airlock, same. They finally manage to pull Drax free. Quill grabs the jammer and pushes off the wall towards the eye. Interior Orgoscope command, same. Quill barely manages to slap the jammer onto the eye moments before Administrator Quill looks at that feed. Interior Orgoscope airlock, same. Nebula floats across the room and hits the gravity. They all go crash into the ground, Mantis landing right on her head. Interior Orgoscope command, same.
There's some sort of anomaly in the decompression chamber. Best you check it out, Master.
Interior Orgoscope, same.
On it.
Interior Orgoscope airlock, same. The Guardians pull off their helmets.
Hurry.
They quickly strip off their spacesuits as Karja and his men draw closer.
Where do we put these?
Mantis looks around and sees what appears to be a footlocker.
Here, hide them in this locker until we leave.
Interior Orgoscope, same. Karja and his men reach the door and ready their blasters. Interior Orgoscope airlock, same.
Hurry!
They all toss their suits into the locker and barely get it closed before the doors open and in walks Karja. Karja looks puzzled.
What the hell was that, guys? What, are you kidding me?
What?
A neutral quark just hit the satellite. It's burning a hole through the wall. You geniuses. You just throw the door open without any proper precautionary procedures?
What procedure, bro?
Oh, you want us to read the manual for you too, bros? You could have even killed everyone in the wing.
Exactly, you idiots.
Drax can barely contain his smile.
I'm angry too.
Oh, no.
I mean, can't you see these authentic mechanic uniforms that we're wearing on our bodies that blend with some of our skin tones better than others?
Excuse my friend. He's the boss's nephew. He's a little...
Karja looks at Drax.
Oh yeah. I got one of those too. I mean, this one I love. I'm so proud. You're doing great. I'm so proud of you. This one, I just
Karja glares at the boss's nephew.
everything he does drives me crazy.
Yeah. Like not coming on cue.
That
Case
too.
in point.
Yeah.
I thought you said something else.
Shut up. Look, I swear I'm gonna throttle him. I'm gonna go to jail for murder. I am. But how'd you guys get here so fast?
Mantis gasps as she sees their spacesuits floating outside.
To be honest with you, we just happened in before it burned all the way through, thankfully.
Oh, good thing you were here.
Karja turns back to his guys.
All right, guys, wrap it up. Looks like we're all clear here.
Karja leaves.
Our spacesuits.
They all look out the window and see the suits.
Ah, you threw them in the contamination bin. It expels stuff into space the moment you shut the door.
That would have been helpful information 3 minutes ago.
Damn it, Mantis. Why don't you ever think?
Angry again? Mantis, you asshole.
Guys, just focus for 2 seconds. We'll find another way out of here. Right now, we need to save Rocket's life.
Interior Orgoscope. Moments later, they move through the corridors.
Nebula, Quinn, and I will get to the records and get the passkey. Bug and Doofus access the spaceport through the elevator so Tree can land and get us out of here.
Porter Theel bumps into Quill as they pass him.
Oh, apologies.
No problem.
Go.
They split, Mantis and Drax making their way to the elevator. Interior Orgoscope lobby moments later. The elevator opens and Mantis and Drax exit.
It's not my fault I don't know something if no one ever tells me. I didn't even want to come here.
They approach a large guard.
I'm gonna need to see your.
Just touches his hand.
You're hopelessly in love with him.
She nods towards Drax.
Oh, no.
Hey,
Hey,
how are you doing today?
all right.
Mantis can barely contain her laughter.
Well, what was your name again?
Drax the Destroyer.
Oh, that is such a lovely name.
Mantis giggles.
I'll get the door for you.
Ladle snort opens the security door as they move through.
I'll be here when you come out, okay?
Sure. Every single time.
Mantis laughs as they move away from security.
My name is Bleedle Snort.
Mantis and Drax walk through the lobby.
Welcome to Orgoscope headquarters. For over years, Orgoscope has been producing cybernetic implants and genetic upgrades across the universe under the watchful eye of the High Evolutionary.
They see the High Evolutionary on a monitor above them. Interior Orgoscope command moments later. Administrator Quill sees them on her screen.
That warning we got today, don't those two match the description? Attention all Orga sentries.
Interior Orgoscope records room moments later. Yura stands at the desk. Quill, Gamora, and Nebula watch from the doorway.
That manager should have access to the records. If the passkey is here, she can get it for us.
All right, I'll handle this one.
How?
Pure Star-Lord charm. I'm excited for you that you get to see this again for the first time.
Gamora rolls her eyes as Quill crosses to the main desk. Quill fixes her hair. He looks at her name tag.
Hi, Rara.
Ara.
Oh, Ura.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Patrick Swayze. I've been noticing you for quite a while, and the way that you smile to yourself when you think nobody's looking, it makes my everyday a bit brighter.
Gamora steps up from behind him and points a gun at Ura's face.
We need your hand And it's your choice whether it's on your body or not.
What are you doing?
She was never going to fall for that.
Gamora slams Ura's head into the desk.
She was totally into me, man.
I kind of thought you were a douchebag.
Come on.
We need a file.
What file?
89P13. Could that be something?
No.
Then your use to us is over.
Gamora cocks her blaster.
Wait.
Sounds like a species tag.
Gamora pulls Ura up.
Show us.
Interior Orgoscope lobby, same. Drax and Mantis work through the lobby.
All of our research supports the high evolutionaries' altruistic objective of creating a utopian society.
Ship takes off in front of them.
That must be the spaceport.
Interior Orgoscope records room, same. Ura sinks her hand into the sludge as millions of records stand mountainous in front of them.
Whoa.
What is all this?
Species patented over the years using Orgoscope tech. Every species Orgoscope has created has its own individual file.
Quill leans forward.
I am so sorry about this. Listen to me. This is not the kind of thing we do.
Oh, please stop it with the subtle jabs.
Old you would have never done this. You had a purpose higher than yourself, the calling to help people.
Give me a break.
That's why you left Thanos and formed the Guardians.
Except I didn't form the Guardians and I barely left Thanos. Whoever it was that you were in love with, it wasn't me. Sounds more like her.
What?
Her? That's ridiculous.
Do not bring me into this.
Don't even.
Nebula laughs it off as Quill looks at her and starts actually thinking about it.
Knock it off.
What?
Don't look at me like a lost puppy needing a soft place to lie down.
I didn't say anything.
They stand there in an awkward silence.
I just never noticed how black your eyes are.
They were replaced by my father as a method of torture.
He picked a pretty set.
There. That's the file for 89P13.
Fear starts to make its way down the wall towards them.
Heads up, heads up.
It lands in goo.
Ugh.
Okay.
Quill picks it up.
What?
An alarm starts echoing through the room. Interior Orgoscope lobby, same. Mantis and Drax see guards floating in all around them.
Oh no.
Interior Orgoscope records room, same. Gamora pushes Ura out of the room.
Walk.
Move it! Move it!
Interior Orgoscope lobby, same. The guards surround Mantis and Drax.
Stand down.
Drax, we should make a run for it.
Or we fight.
Run.
Fight.
Run.
Fight.
Take him.
Mantis sighs and leaps into the air, kicking Karja in the face. Drax whips another guard across the room. Interior Orgoscope records room, same.
What are we going to do?
I got a plan.
What is it?
All of you come with.
Gamora blasts the guard, actually credited as Gamora shoots this guy in the credits, in the chest, and turns her gun to Ura's head.
Everybody lower your weapon or I blow this woman's brain out.
Nebula engages her blaster arm.
That's the plan?
Interior Orgoscope lobby, same. Mantis surges forward, touching the guard's neck.
You're a kitty cat.
Meow! She leaps across the room, twisting a gun out of a blue guard's hand and touching his face.
Feel like dancing.
The blue guard starts dancing. Mantis jumps and lands on another guard's back.
Violent rage.
The guard screams with fury and starts firing her blaster all around the room, taking out many guards but missing the dancer. Interior Orgoscope records room, same.
Lower your weapon.
They all lower their blasters.
Now kill the one that looks like a carrot to show we mean business.
The carrot guard looks very puzzled by this.
God, past Gamora is just mean.
She was always like that, and yet I was the bad guy.
They start to back towards the elevator.
We're not killing anyone.
Back off.
Groot, bring the Bowie to us now.
Interior the Bowie med bay, same time. Groot looks up from rocket before running towards the cockpit. Interior Orgoscope records room, same. The elevator doors close and the carrot breathes a sigh of relief. Interior Orgoscope elevator moments later. They stand there catching their breaths.
I'm so sorry about this, Ura.
Oh, please.
We're here to save the life of our friend, that is all. We paid her to help us get in and get out. You think that mean, oh, I'm gonna help you do it in a way that no one knows it's happening, but no. What she means is I'm gonna shoot people, threaten people's lives.
Shut up.
And I know you're probably asking, why would I trust her? Well, that's a good question. The answer is, we used to be in love.
Nebula rolls her eyes. This is clearly not the first time Quill has gotten into this on a job.
Yeah, she was my girlfriend, only she doesn't remember it because it wasn't her, because her dad threw her off a magic cliff and she died. And then I lost my temper and nearly destroyed half the universe. Then she came back out of the past. There she is. Everyone else who died in the past stayed dead, not her. Why? Was it the magic cliff? I don't know. I'm not some freaking Infinity Stone scientist, just some dumbass Earth dude who met a girl, fell in love, that girl died, and then came back a total dick.
Dude, that's a lot to unload on a stranger.
You left out some important information, but that's the gist of it.
Gamora grabs Ura's collar and forces her forward as the elevator doors open. Interior Orgoscope lobby continuous. Gamora starts blasting any guard she sees, as does Quill.
Get to the security helm.
Okay.
Gamora keeps blasting as Drax throws two more guards across the room. Drax lets out some of his old school WWE fury on these bitches. Interior Orgoscope command moments later. Administrator Quill looks at the monitors.
Everybody down on the floor. We blow your brains out.
Everyone in the room ducks to the floor. Administrator Quill comes out from behind the monitor, hands up.
Hey, we don't want any.
Blam! She takes a laser blast to the leg and collapses to the floor, screaming in pain.
Oh my god. No.
Come on! Would you please stop doing that?
Interior the Bowie, flight deck, same. Groot runs to the console and turns the ship on. He turns up the stereo playing Reasons by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Interior Orgoscope lobby, same. Drax is having a blast throwing these guards around. He tosses one into a large installation and they crash to the ground. Drax throws his arms up in celebration.
Yeah!
Hey,
Karja steps up from behind Drax. Drax turns at the sound and Karja blasts him in the chest, sending Drax flying across the room. Drax crashes into a goo pond, his chest smoking. Mantis sees this and runs to his side. Drax struggles to breathe.
Run.
Mantis helps Drax to his feet. Karja floats up behind them and blasts Drax again, sending him to the floor. Nebula sees this and runs to their aid, only to get blasted as well. Interior Orgoscope command, same. Quill sees this. Interior Orgoscope lobby, same. Mantis struggles to pull Drax back to his feet.
Drax.
Nebula coughs up blood.
get on the ground and show me your hands now.
Nebula struggles to lift her hands as Mantis drops to her knees and raises hers. Interior Orgoscope commands, same. Quill turns to Ura.
Aura, please listen to me. We need to get out of here with this. To save my best friend's life. If you could get us into the system of those sentries out there, they're good people like you. I'm certain of it. And if I just had an opportunity to speak to them.
They're corporate shills, you idiot. They're not going to listen to you.
They will listen if I speak to them from my heart.
Aura rolls her eyes as Quill turns his attention back to Ura.
Aura, please.
Aura thinks about it for a long moment. She then turns back to the control console.
Hey!
Bloodlestort and more guards start to gather around the command station.
Come out now!
The guards start blasting, the safety glass barely holding up.
Damn it!
Focused. After a moment, she turns to Quill.
Yorin, tell them your truth.
Quill takes a seat.
Yeah, I'm not that big of an idiot. I just needed to get into the system.
Interior Orgoscope lobby, same. Karja pushes Mantis along.
Move it.
After a moment, Quill activates the guards' rocket jets, and they all begin flying out of the room, slamming into each other. Interior Orgoscope command, same. Quill stands up and tosses the data sphere cockily.
Told you she was into me.
Interior Orgoscope lobby moments later. The Guardians walk out as the guards keep flying all around them. The Bowie crashes through the spaceport and stops in front of them. Groot turns on the intercom.
I am Groot?
Yeah, that looks cool.
Exterior Orgosphere moments later. The Bowie flies away, dodging laser fire. Interior High Evolutionary's ship holding cells flashback. Rocket, Lylla, Teefs, and Floor lay on their backs, looking up at the ceiling.
Is Sky?
No, that's not sky. That's a ceiling. But Sire's making a new world for all of us. And when we get there, there will be sky, and it will be beautiful and forever.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
I've been thinking.
About what?
Nothing in particular. But I thought, since you guys are my closest friends, and my only friends, you might be interested in knowing that I've been thinking.
That's cool.
I've been thinking too about something more singular. When Sire moves us to the new world, we're gonna need names. I mean, 8-9Q12, not really a name. So I would like my name to be Lylla.
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 That's a pretty name, Lylla.
You.
I think my name shall be Teefs, because although we all do have them, mine are definitely the most prominent.
Teefs.
Teefs.
Lylla.
Teefs.
Me be called Floor, because me is lying on floor.
You're lying on a floor, so your name is Floor.
They all giggle.
Yes.
Floor.
Lylla turns to Rocket.
What about you, friend?
Someday, I'm gonna make great machines that fly. And me and my friends are gonna go flying together into the forever and beautiful sky. Lylla and Teefs and Floor and me. Rocket.
Rocket.
It really is good to have friends.
Yeah.
Interior the Bowie, medbay, present. Nebula holds the orb, projecting the file within for everyone to see. A hologram shows Recorder Vim and Recorder Theel performing surgery on Rocket.
Start the incision here. Keep calm.
Guardians look on in shock and disgust as their friend is hurt all those years ago.
Hold it still.
I can't. It won't stop moving.
Mantis holds back tears.
Why did he never tell us about any of this?
This is worse than what Thanos did to me.
Well, what about the passkey? Is it there?
Nebula looks through the data.
No. But a file was removed today, downloaded and deleted 1 million characters in length. The biometric says it was this man. Recorder B2H6.
Nebula shows another hologram of reporter Theel.
I saw this guy outside of records today.
Looks like one of the High Evolutionary's recorders.
The High Evolutionary? The founder of Orgoscope?
Orgoscope is just a way to fund his experiments that lie outside intergalactic laws. He's created whole societies. Zeronians, the Animen, the Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Corners of the universe consider him God.
I am Groot?
Yes.
Yes, what? That he's Groot?
He said maybe this man downloaded the passkey into the computer on his head.
Huh?
That could store the passkey.
If we find him, we save Rocket.
Mantis turns and points to a screen.
The High Evolutionary's coordinates.
Put the coordinates in the nav.
Quill starts off towards the command deck, Gamora on his heels.
Wait a minute, are you kidding me? What he wants is that gutted badger in the med bay. And you're gonna bring it straight to him? It's almost certainly a trap.
A trap isn't a trap if you know the trap is trying to trap you. It's a face-off.
A face-off is a trap if you're facing off against a guy 1,000 times more powerful than you. Do you know who the High Evolutionary is?
Yeah, he's some dickhead who dissected my best friend.
Second best.
The High Evolutionary isn't someone you want to think about messing with.
One thing about it when we do it.
You know what? I don't care. Just drop me off with the Ravagers and do whatever it is you want to do.
We don't have time for this.
I'm not asking you. Drop me off with my people now.
Your people? The Ravagers aren't your people. I'm a damn Ravager. You aren't. Listen, I know you were always looking for a family, okay? But my Gamora, the one I loved, she didn't find it with a group of criminals. She found it with us, people who care about you. I know that's who you still are. Somewhere inside of you,
Gamora shouts and pushes Quill into a wall of screens.
What are you so afraid of in yourself that I need to be something for you? I don't give a shit about your Gamora. Life made me, me.
Gamora winds up to punch Quill, but her fist is caught by Nebula.
I have a few upgrades courtesy of that gutted badger in the medbay. And we are not risking his life to make yours more convenient.
I'm family.
So is he.
Screw you. Screw all of you.
Gamora walks out towards the hangar. A hyperspace portal opens in front of the ship and the Bowie flies through. Interior Orgoscope command moments later. Karja tosses a Ravager into a chair.
Found him on the outskirts of the first shield, pirating supply ships.
Blurp jumps off the Ravager's lap.
I do appreciate this, good sir.
And I appreciate your generous contribution to the Orgosentry Retirement Fund.
Your associate, a sailberry named Gamora. Where is she now?
You ain't getting nothing from me.
Oh, we'll see about that, won't we, Adam?
Adam is distracted playing with the wall.
Adam!
He turns to face her. Yes, mother.
Show him we mean business.
Adam thinks for a moment, trying to decide the best option. Then he burns the guy to death with an energy blast. He looks around the room, feeling proud of himself.
I said show him we mean business, not disintegrate him.
Well, what business could we have shown him?
But now he is of no use to us.
Well, let's just question the man's friend. Adam gestures to Blurb.
Friend? You think that's a friend? It's an animal.
Looks sad. I really don't enjoy how that's making me feel, actually. Administrator Quill laughs at Ayesha's frustration.
Your friend's a moron. I got one of those too. I get it.
Outpost, this is Gamora. Are you there? Fitz-Gibbonok, it's me.
Ayesha blows away the smoke from Fitz-Gibbonok's corpse and grabs the communicator.
Outpost, come in.
Yes, Gamora. Salutations. May I help?
Well, I need you guys to come pick me up. I'm going to upload the location link to the craft I'm on.
Oh, I think we can arrange that.
Interior of the Bowie minutes later. Do you realize by the flaming lips plays around the ship? The Guardians are back in their standard matching uniforms. Quill looks out over the stars, lost in thought. Mantis and Drax walk up behind him.
You need to say to him exactly what I told you to say.
Why don't you just say it?
No one ever listens to me.
Mantis pushes Drax forward towards Quill, then scuttles off to hide. After a beat, Quill recognizes Drax is next to him.
Well, life is a pond. You spend your entire life leaping from woman to woman, as there are lily pads upon this great pond. Perhaps what you need to do, Quill, is learn to swim.
Mantis looks happy.
That actually made sense.
Yes, it made sense.
No, I mean, that's sort of an analogy. And I didn't know that you were capable of that type of thought.
I know a lot of analogies, Quill. Analogies, metaphors, etc.
Mantis tries to wave Drax off.
For instance, Gamora's head is like a lily pad because it's green, analogy, and also stupid-looking, flappy.
Flappy?
Because your skin is made of a leaf, metaphor.
Is it?
And life is like a pond because, like a pond, the atmosphere is comprised of H2O, which makes us sweat.
It doesn't.
Metaphor.
That's not.
And we walk through life with a pond analogy. Sweat is on us because it's in the air.
Okay.
Also, the fish like to fly. God, some of that are weirdness is different.
Drax pokes Quill in the chest.
Yesterday, I made a poop shaped like a fish. Even my butt is capable of making an analogy.
Quill turns and sees Mantis holding her head in frustration.
Oh.
An alarm sounds and Quill takes off towards the med bay. Interior of the Bowie med bay moments later, Rocket is convulsing.
What's happening?
The fluid is in his lungs.
Interior High Evolutionary's ship holding cells flashback. Rocket and Floor are curled up in their cage asleep.
P13! P13!
The High Evolutionary comes staggering in.
Kaya!
P13!
Rocket stands and moves to the bars of the cage.
My lord, might I suggest that we...
Where is it? I passed it, must.
Sire was in the middle of his treatment with this when we had a breakthrough with batch 92.
Perhaps then we should resume tomorrow, yes?
We shall resume tomorrow. No! P13!
The High Evolutionary finally sees Rocket.
Oh, there you are. Sorry.
The High Evolutionary sits outside of the cage.
Hello.
Interior High Evolutionary's ship experimentation deck flashback. The High Evolutionary drags Rocket along into the experimentation deck. Recorder Vim puts a monkey into the glass chamber. A few other recorders follow suit with other animals.
How did you know about the microseminoproteins P13?
Recorders lock the animals in the chambers and turn on the gas. The animals begin to mutate and grow. The High Evolutionary turns to Rocket.
What happened in there? Why? How did you know P13?
It was too little filtration.
In the hypnotic, yes, we know. We fixed that. But how did you know? I made you! How did you know?
Rocket cowers back at the High Evolutionaries yelling.
It worked.
Rocket looks around at the chambers, calm Annie-men standing inside.
It worked. The rage is gone. We have the peaceful creatures we always sought, ready to inhabit the new world.
We're going to the new world?
Oh, we?
The High Evolutionary tries not to laugh.
Look at you, as if you were cobbled together by fat-fingered children. How could you be part of a perfect species? You're simply a medley of mistakes we could learn from and apply to the creatures that truly mattered. Batch 89 was never meant for the New World P13. You could figure out the complex working of all these flotation systems, but you couldn't figure out.
The High Evolutionary grabs Rocket's head.
But that brain, that I'd like to study further. Prep it for surgery and removal in the morning.
He lets Rocket go.
What about the rest of batch 89, sire?
Incinerate them.
Interior, the Bowie medbay present. Nebula sedates Rocket.
He's dying. We need that passkey. We don't have long.
We've arrived.
Interior, the Bowie flight deck moments later. Quill and Drax hit the command deck listening to We Care a Lot by Faith No More. Outside the viewport, they see a planet that looks shockingly similar to Earth. Counter-Earth.
That looks just like home.
Exterior, Counter-Earth, minutes later. The Bowie flies over the surface. On the outskirts of a large metropolitan city stands a recreation of the Statue of Liberty. But instead of Lady Liberty, it's the High Evolutionary holding a monkey.
It's like a replica of Earth. It makes no sense.
Atmosphere is habitable. Gravity, Xander -1.
Ship approaches a small suburban neighborhood. All of the residents of this neighborhood look up at them. These are all Ani-men, perfect human-animal hybrids. The Bowie lands and a staircase descends. The Guardians walk down the gangplank. The citizens are terrified.
Hello. We mean you no harm.
A small lemur girl tosses her ball across the ground towards them. Drax picks it up and spikes it right back into the little girl's face. The citizens recoil.
Martinex, they're doing nothing!
Listen to me. He was just trying to throw her the ball back.
One of the Ani-men picks up a rock and throws it into Quill's head.
Oh!
Drax laughs at Quill's pain before getting pelted with a rock too.
Hey!
The citizens start throwing rocks at the Guardians.
Come on. There's no reason to... Ow!
Mantis is hit with a baseball bat from behind.
Hey!
Groot, full kaiju!
Not full kaiju.
Groot starts growing.
I am Groot.
The citizens scatter in fear as Groot grows large, branches bursting from his back to add to his fearsome appearance.
No, not kaiju, whatever that was. You, now. No reason to be afraid.
Groot wags his tongue at the citizens.
Get down, Groot. Everybody, it's okay. Hey.
Quill looks to a bat lady who's fallen to the pavement.
Hi. We're not here to harm you.
She holds a bloodied knee. Quill pulls out a hanky and offers it to her.
Okay? See? Here. For your knee. We just need to save our friend.
She takes the hanky.
Just saw him blow his nose into that.
Interior Sovereign ship, same time. Ayesha and Adam race towards Counter-Earth.
Filthy. Doesn't belong here.
Interior Sovereign ship. Blurp curls up in Adam's lap. I will train it in the ways of the Sovereign. Blurp starts licking its crotch. I will train him not to do that.
It's an act of blasphemy even having it here. Kill it. Now.
I am the Warlock, Mom, and I am done with being ordered around. Ayesha holds up a finger, silencing Adam as they near the planet.
Gamora is here, which means the squirrel is also. To save ourselves, we must bring it to the High Evolutionary before his own people do.
All right. Interior Counter-Earth Bat Lady's home minutes later. The door opens and Bat Lady lets the Guardians inside. She looks through the doorway to her kids. She shuts the door on them.
Nadu.
She gestures them into the living room. Her husband, Bat Guy, for legal reasons he cannot be called Batman, sees this from the kitchen.
Sort of, really?
He ting tingling venme u bestio kig nehe kom undor.
That guy turns off the radio. That lady gestures to the dinner table, indicating the Guardians should sit.
Yeah. Sit. Let's sit. Okay.
Nebula and Mantis join Quill at the table. Groot looks at the family photos on the wall as the Bat Lady closes the shades, blocking out the nosy neighbors. Drax flops down onto the couch, laying down.
I am Groot.
It's not rude. It's what it's here for.
Drax, sit up, idiot.
Drax sighs and sits up.
Thank you.
Wushili Shu.
That guy brings in a tray of drinks and hands them out.
Our friend is dying.
Nebula starts projecting a small hologram onto the table, showing Rocket in the medbay.
We love our friend, but he is dying.
Mantis makes a face, tongue hanging out, simulating dying.
That's not dying. That's already dead. They'll think he's already dead.
Drax is once again laying on the couch.
They'll think we're here on a quest for revenge.
Drax, sit up.
That's what it's here for.
Drax, it isn't. It's made for people to sit shoulder to shoulder right next to each other, get your boots off her pillows.
I find it hard to believe it doesn't have multiple purposes.
I'm sorry. My friend is a dumbass.
Mantis makes another face, indicating dumbass, although it looks shockingly similar to her dying face.
That's the same as you're dying.
Why you criticize everything?
Is it all belong dead?
It was a totally different sound.
No, it wasn't. Dying. Please. Dumbass, see, it's the same.
All right, guys. Can I proceed, please? To try to save our friend?
Drax starts slowly laying down again.
Drax, I see you.
Drax groans and sits up.
I understand that none of this makes any sense to you right now. We need your help in finding a man. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna draw the man that we're looking for.
Quill grabs a small piece of paper and starts sketching as Nebula pours herself a drink.
You see the thing on her head? He has a thing.
He points to Nebula's robotics inlaid head.
That's delightful.
There you go.
He holds up the sketch.
Have you seen this man?
It looks like Kirby with a dick on his face.
That's very good.
Now I have that later to hang in my apartment, please.
Yeah? Thank you.
Motio.
His name? His name is Motio?
Kelo Motios.
He crosses to the window and opens the blinds. As she does, the neighbors scatter.
Ma, Talia, Katu.
She shoos them away from the window. Then the Bat Lady points to a pyramid in the distance.
Motios,
She counts on her fingers.
Lolo.
Many Motios. There?
Oh.
At the pyramid.
Oh.
Is that your car in the driveway?
Eosh.
Exterior Counter-Earth Bat Lady's home moments later. The door opens and out come the Guardians heading for the car.
Drax, stay here with Rocket. Watch him. That's who they're coming from.
I want to come.
No, Mantis, watch Drax. Groot, you know what to do with these.
Quill hands Groot his blasters along with a bag. Groot nods. Quill gets into the car, followed by Groot. Nebula tries, but can't get the door open.
Push it down.
What?
Push it down.
I am pushing it down.
Push the button. It looks like you're pushing the keyhole.
The what?
There's a button under the handle. Press that in.
Okay, now what?
Open the fucking door.
He finally succeeds and gets into the car.
That is a stupid design, and your instructions were very unclear.
Let's get that passkey and save our friend.
The car staggers forward and hits a trash can. Nebula eyes Quill.
I was 8 years old when I left Earth, okay? Why would I know any more about driving one of these things than you do? I don't see you volunteering.
You want me to drive? I'll drive.
No, I don't want you to drive. I got this.
It's a rough start, but they finally start making their way towards the pyramid. Interior of the Bowie flight deck. Gamora watches them from the flight deck. Interior of the Bowie med bay. Gamora walks up to the unconscious Rocket.
You must be a really loyal pet if they're willing to do all this for you.
She looks at the Zune left next to Rocket playing I'm Always Chasing Rainbows by Alice Cooper. Exterior Counter-Earth same. Quill drives through the city. Interior of the Bowie intercut. Gamora finds Quill's old backpack. She lays out all of Quill's old trading cards, a Panthro action figure, and his report card before pulling out a simple Polaroid of Quill with his mom and grandpa. Interior Counter-Earth same. The Guardians see a camel lady sleeping on a bench and a few cockroach children buying drugs from a large squid. In another alley, they see a bat fighting a fox.
This is the perfect society?
Interior Arete testing room day. The High Evolutionary watches Phyla running in circles around a track, like the captain in 2001: A Space Odyssey. After a moment, he's joined by recorder Theel.
Sire,
This one has been running for 2 hours without breaking a sweat.
that's incredible, but
They can survive on 30 calories a day, an hour of sleep a week. They're always happy, and they can rewire a carbon tricks core in under 2 minutes. But will she be ready for the new colony?
sire, they're here.
Exterior Counter-Earth pyramid moments later. The car pulls up at the security gate.
Here we go.
Quill opens the door and steps out face to face with Warpig and Behemoth.
We're here to see the
High Evolutionary is expecting you.
Which means it's a trap.
it's a face-off.
She stays here.
Why?
Policy against weaponry, and your arm is a gun.
Warpig scans Quill.
He's clean.
Let's go.
Hey,
It'll be okay.
Interior Arete observation deck minutes later. Quill and Groot enter as the High Evolutionary works at his desk. He holds up a finger telling Quill to wait. Interior High Evolutionary's ship, holding cells, flashback. Recorder Theel pushes Rocket back towards his cell. Rocket rushes inside, but Theel still pushes him to the ground.
Move it.
Recorder Theel leaves.
Are you okay, Rocket?
Rocket starts pulling hidden pieces of machinery out of himself, assembling a small widget.
Me, Rocket, play now?
I can't right now, Floor.
He pulls more components from the floor around the cell, hidden in plain sight.
What are you doing?
They ain't gonna set us free.
Yes, they are, Rocket. We're going to the new world any day now.
Rocket shakes his head. No.
No, that can't be true.
It is. They want to kill us all in the morning,
What?
What?
but I'm gonna fix it.
Rocket finishes with the widget.
What is that?
It's a key I'm gonna use to get us out of here.
I don't know if that's wise, Rocket.
Me, Rocket, leave. Hooray, time forever.
Just down the hall, there's ships. I know that if we can get to one, I can pilot it. And then we'll all fly away together. The four of us. Just like we always said, okay? Okay?
Lylla nods.
Woohoo! Yippee! Rocket! Sky! Sky! Sky!
Rocket crosses to the door of the cell and swipes his built keycard. The lock fizzles and the door opens.
You did it!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
You did it, you did it, you did it, you did it.
Rocket leaves his cell and makes his way to Lylla and Teefs. He swipes the card and the lock crackles opening.
You did it.
Lylla surges forward, throwing her arms around Rocket in a big hug.
You did it.
Lylla steps back, looking at Rocket.
It really is good to have.
Blam! A laser blast is heard. Lylla looks down at her chest and holds a small hole that wasn't there moments ago. It then collapses, and standing behind her is the High Evolutionary with a blaster.
Yes, I imagine you'd do something like this. Back in the cage, P13.
Rocket looks down at Lylla, too stunned to move.
Hi.
And with a soft breath, Lylla dies. Rocket screams, not in pain, but in agony all the same. Teefs and Floor peek out of their cages as Rocket continues sobbing.
Rocket, Teefs, Floor, go now. Rocket, Teefs, Floor, go now.
Q12 and P13 escape from the pens.
Rocket, Teefs, Floor, go now.
Q12 is neutralized, but P13 is still out, so I'll need assistance.
Rocket, Teefs, Floor, go now. Rocket, Teefs, Floor, go now. Rocket, Teefs, Floor, go now.
Remember not to bruise its brain. All right, P13, you win the crying contest. Now back in the cage.
Rocket, sadness now becoming rage, dives at the High Evolutionary, scratching his face over and over.
Rocket, Teefs, Floor, go now.
Let's go, Rocket, please.
Rocket, Teefs, Floor, go now.
Rocket, please. Rocket.
Down here, hurry.
Rocket hears the guards bursting in, so he grabs the High Evolutionary's gun and starts firing away. The guards fire off a few shots, but they miss Rocket. His blasts hit their mark. Rocket drops the gun and turns to pick up his key card. He looks up and sees Teefs and Floor have been caught in the crossfire. They lay dead on the ground. Rocket stands, sadness overtaking him. Interior High Evolutionary's ship hangar moments later. Rocket runs along the ground, dodging laser blasts as he heads towards the ship.
Hey, get him in here. He's getting away.
Rocket ducks into a cockpit and starts the launch. Rocket flies through the hangar port and into the open air, seeing the sky for the first time. Rocket's heart hardens and he flies. Exterior counter-Earth present. Drax stands staring at the pyramid. A motorcycle comes down the road towards them. Drax holds out his arm and clotheslines the rider off of the bike.
What are you doing?
Got a bad feeling about this.
Peter just told you to stay here.
Yeah, well, that's his fault. You should know by now that I never do anything that anyone tells me.
Drax gets on the fallen bike.
We need to protect Rocket.
Yeah, that's right. So hop on, and we're brought back to the ship.
Just right over there?
Yeah.
Mantis thinks about it, then jumps on the back of the bike. Drax rides off away from the ship towards the pyramid.
Hey, stop being a jerk.
Interior Arete observation deck, same time. Quill looks around the room, the High Evolutionary still holding up his finger. Quill sees Theel across the room.
You. Hey, yeah, you. I take it the passkey. It's in that thing on your head.
I would advise against aggression.
Oh, got time for me now.
Your friend once took advantage. I learned my lessons. I aimed some small part of my mental capacity back in my own direction. And now, gravity itself serves my whims.
Pig, now.
Exterior counter-Earth pyramid, same. Warpig turns on jets and blasts away towards the Bowie. Nebula watches the pig fly away. Interior Arete observation deck, same.
You must find counter-Earth familiar.
Counter Earth?
I visited your planet many years ago.
Earth hasn't been my planet in a long time.
Your people had wonderful spirit. The art and music and literature with some of the finest in the universe. Earth would be a fabulous place were it not for the ignorance and bigotry.
Okay.
It inspired me to create Counter Earth.
I don't care.
All of the good and none of the bad.
I don't need another speech by some impotent whack job whose mother didn't love him, rationalizing why he needs to conquer the universe.
True, my bits and pieces were a distraction. I removed them eons ago, and my mother did not love me. Not after, at the age of 12, I grafted my face onto the family dog. Not her actual face, a genetic copy.
Oh, well then, totally normal.
But I'm not trying to conquer the universe. I'm perfecting it.
Interior of the Bowie, same time. Gamora finishes peeing as an alarm sounds.
What the?
She opens the door and walks to the main gangway, seeing Warpig carrying Rocket's unconscious body.
Hey.
Warpig looks up and Gamora has a gun aimed at it.
Drop the badger.
Warpig instantly drops Rocket to the ground hard and flies at Gamora, tackling her against a wall. Interior Arete observation deck.
I just want the pass key.
Then bring me 89P13.
I am Groot.
No, you're not.
He said, suck my...
Why are you so angry?
Because I know what you did to our friend.
Anything I've done for the betterment of the universe.
Newsflash, Einstein. Better universes generally don't include a bunch of octopuses selling meth to guys with cockroach heads.
They do not, which is why, as I've done many times before, I'm going to have to erase it all and start again.
What?
Interior of the Bowie, same. Gamora struggles to catch her breath. Warpig picks up Rocket again.
I got 89P13 and I'm on my way.
Interior Arete observation deck. Recorder Vim looks to the High Evolutionary.
We're in possession of the subject.
The whole pyramid starts to shake. Exterior Counter-Earth pyramid, same. Nebula looks back at the pyramid, beginning to lift off. Interior of the Bowie, same. Gamora jumps onto Warpig's back and digs a blade into the pig's shoulders. Warpig flips Gamora off and raises its hands to slam her to bits. Before it can, Warpig looks up and sees Adam flying right towards them, carrying Blurp. Adam tackles Warpig away from Gamora. Exterior Counter-Earth pyramid, same. Nebula watches the pyramid rise into the sky.
Oh my God.
Interior Arete observation deck, same. Groot turns to Quill.
I am Groot.
Kill them all.
The High Evolutionary raises his hand and gravity slams the two of them into the ground. Interior of the Bowie, same. Adam looks down at Blurp. Stay. Blurp does not. I said stay. Warpig struggles to get on its feet. What? Did you want me to leave you back so that Mother could fillet you? Stay. Warpig stands in front of Adam.
What the hell? We're working for the same boss.
Yes, but I need the credit, chum, to save my entire civilization. So be a good creepy thing and back off. Warpig lunges at Adam, who simply catches Warpig and twists their head off with ease. Adam looks back and sees that Gamora is gone, as is Rocket. No. Adam runs after them, still carrying Warpig's head. Gamora flees, as do all the other inhabitants of Counter-Earth. Adam notices the pyramid taking off as the neighborhood begins to explode, fire erupting all over. Gamora runs back into the ship. Mother. Interior of the Bowie, moments later. Gamora runs inside and sees Blurp, who immediately pisses on the floor. Another explosion rocks the ship. Exterior Counter-Earth, moments later. Adam flies through the exploding neighborhood, rushing back to his ship. Mother! He manages to lock eyes with Ayesha one final time before another explosion detonates her ship, killing Ayesha instantly. Exterior Counter-Earth pyramid, moments later.
Mantis and Drax, come in. Mantis, Drax. Drax. Drax, can you hear me?
Hey.
I need you to bring the ship here now.
Well, can't do that exactly because we're not at the ship.
Where the hell are you?
He turns and sees Drax standing there with Mantis, who points the blame at Drax. Interior of the Bowie, moments later. Gamora struggles back to her feet only to see Adam crawling on board, but he passes out before he can cause more harm. Exterior Counter-Earth Pyramid. Nebula starts running towards the pyramid. Interior of the Bowie flight deck, same. Gamora hits the comm.
Nebula, come in.
Gamora, take off now. Get yourself and rocket off the planet.
Interior of the Bowie flight deck. Gamora sighs and stares at the consoles.
What kind of ship is this?
Interior Arete observation deck, same. Recorder Theel stands over Quill and Groot.
Amusing, really. How stupid are you? It was so obviously a trap.
It's not a trap. It's a face-off. Now kill them all.
Groot stands, his chest opening up and a small sphere falls out.
What do you have in your hand?
Groot tosses the sphere into the surrounding guards.
Grenade!
Grenade explodes, collapsing the room around them. As the dust settles, Groot holds out 8 arms, each holding a blaster. A few extra vines erupt from his back, handing Quill back his blasters. They start shooting up the room, making short work of the High Evolutionary's guards. Interior of the Bowie flight deck moments later. Gamora struggles to start up the ship. She does manage to turn on the sound system, which blares San Francisco by the Mowgli's. Exterior Counter-Earth Pyramid, same. Nebula, Drax, and Mantis all rush for the pyramid, barely managing to jump and grab a hold. Interior Arete observation deck, same. The High Evolutionary looks annoyed at all the destruction these two are causing. He uses his gravity manipulation to start moving the rubble aside. Recorder Theel looks up at Quill, who stands over him, blasters drawn.
No. Please, spare me. Hey, spare me, please.
His words seem to have stopped Quill. Recorder Theel gets to his feet.
Oh, thank you.
That would be premature.
Huh? No.
Quill tackles Theel out of the broken window, sending the pair falling towards the ground. The High Evolutionary finishes moving the debris, and Groot turns to face him. But after a beat, Groot jumps out the open window too.
Quite a novel escape plan. Jumping headfirst into an exploding planet.
Interior Arete moments later. Quill and Theel fall.
Yeah, that's both.
Not both.
Quill flips Theel beneath him. Groot falls behind them and grabs Quill. Large wings burst from Groot's back, slowing their descent and carrying them away from the pyramid. Exterior Arete, same. Nebula, Mantis, and Drax struggle to force open an airlock.
Why are we doing this?
Quill and Groot are inside. We have to get them out.
Interior of the Bowie flight deck. Gamora flies towards the rising pyramid, the booster pushing her back into her seat as she crashes into all kinds of trees and houses. Exterior Counter-Earth, same. Quill, Theel, and Groot race towards the ground. Quill slams Theel into the dirt and drags him for a few moments before they reach a small brook.
Groot?
Groot tosses him a blade. Quill starts digging away at Theel's hard drive. Quill hears a crash in the distance.
Whoever's in the cockpit, activate the brake.
The steering mechanism is stuck.
Well, pull harder.
Quill keeps digging away as the Bowie crashes towards him. After a beat, the hard drive comes loose.
Let's go.
Quill and Groot hurry out of the destruction of the Bowie as Gamora pulls the brake as hard as she can. The ship barely stops in time. Both Gamora and Quill catch their breath. Exterior Arete airlock door, same. The ship is reaching the upper atmosphere.
It's hard to breathe.
Nebula tries to hotwire the door, but isn't having any luck. Mantis' hands start to ice up.
We are entering space.
Drax starts slamming himself into the door over and over. After several hits, the door breaks and they manage to fall inside through the force field gateway. Interior Arete lower decks continuous. They topple to the ground. The force field gateway shifts to orange and they catch their breaths. Nebula turns on her light and sees they are not alone in the cargo bay. The bay is packed with cages, all loaded with children.
Joop joop.
Oh, piss off.
Exterior Counter-Earth, same. Quill pilots the Bowie through the still exploding planet.
What kind of monster slaughters a civilization?
Where are Mantis and Drax?
I don't know.
Quill rushes from the flight deck to interior of the Bowie medbay continuous. Quill reaches the bed.
Gimme.
Here.
She hands Quill the sphere. Interior Arete, lower decks, same. Nebula looks around the room.
Huh. You're lucky I was able to knock down that door.
Nebula turns and pushes Drax.
Rocket and Gamora are probably dead because of you.
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know. When are you gonna stop using the excuse of being some dumb clown for contributing nothing, and the rest of us having to carry your slack?
Don't push him. You don't have the right to push him.
And you're no better. The only thing we can count on you for is when someone shows weakness. You'll be right there to support it.
Fine. I don't care. I know you need to find fault in everyone else to make yourself feel okay. So find it in me.
Oh, go to hell, Mant.
But you don't have the right to push him. It's not his fault he's stupid.
He's a liability.
He makes us laugh and he loves us. How is that a liability? All you care about is intelligence and competence.
Not sure I appreciate this offense.
He has sadness, but he's the only one of you who doesn't hate himself. I don't care if he's stupid.
You think I'm stupid?
Yes.
This hurts Drax's feelings, so Mantis rests a hand on his cheek.
Forget.
Drax instantly forgets.
Huh. You're lucky I was able to knock down that door with my incredible strength.
Nebula tries her communicator.
Quill? Are you there?
Drax tears the lock off of one of the doors.
Bana.
That language isn't in my translator.
Interior the Bowie medbay, same. Gamora attaches recorder Theel's drive to the medical console. They plug the receivers into Rocket.
Okay, here we go.
Interior white space, timeless. Rocket stands in a white room, the bare remnants of cages around him. He hears footsteps coming towards him. Interior the Bowie medbay, same. Root rushes around Rocket.
Okay, all right, Rocket. Go.
The data starts uploading into Rocket. Interior white space, timeless. The figure walking towards Rocket comes into focus.
Lylla?
Rocket can't hold back his tears.
Friend.
Interior the Bowie medbay, same. Rocket's breathing becomes labored.
Okay, here we go.
Gamora reads the data.
This isn't right.
No. It's good. It's gonna work. It's working.
It needs to be faster.
Interior white space, timeless.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Rocket.
I let you down. I got you killed. I got everybody killed.
You were right. The sky is beautiful, and it is forever. And I've been flying with our friends.
They look back where Teefs and Floor wave happily.
Can I come?
Yes.
Rocket sighs, a wave of relief washing over him. Interior the Bowie medbay, same. Rocket starts convulsing and his monitor flatlines.
No. Come on.
Quill starts attempting CPR.
Quill.
No.
Quill.
Quill starts pulling the cables off of Rocket.
No.
Quill is right back at his mother's bedside, unable to help someone he loves.
Quill.
I'm not gonna lose it.
He is gone.
I'm not letting go.
Quill continues with CPR. Interior white space, timeless. Rocket starts to walk towards Teefs and Floor, but Lylla stops him with a calm hand on his chest.
But not yet. You still have a purpose here.
Purpose for what? They made us for nothing, just stupid experiments to be thrown away.
There are the hands that made us, and then there are the hands that guide the hands.
They rub noses, and Lylla pulls Rocket into a big hug.
My beloved raccoon, the story has been yours all along. You just didn't know it.
Rocket steps back.
I'm not a wreck.
Rocket suddenly flies back through the white space, falling through the cloudy air until he lands back in interior of the Bowie medbay. Same. Rocket takes a deep breath.
Yes, he's going through.
Gamora pulls out a med pack and puts it over Rocket, healing his wounds. Quill pulls the respirator off of Rocket.
Well,
Quill pulls Rocket into a hug, followed shortly by Groot, who wraps vines around the both of them. Even Gamora can't hide her smile.
where's Nebula?
She's
Because the code is on the comm behind you.
Rocket points to the wall behind them. A light blinks.
what? Nebula?
Interior Arete, lower decks, intercut. Nebula, Drax, and Mantis are helping the kids out of the cages.
Where are you?
Oh, thank God.
We're here to get you out of here.
Out of where?
The High Evolutionary ship?
No, I got off the ship.
You what?
Wait, where are you?
On the ship.
On the ship?
I didn't lie.
Why are you on the ship?
To save you, obviously.
No, I told you to go back. You gotta know by now. I always figured out an incredible, clever way to get out of a fix.
Drax stands in a crowd of kids.
Tell him I said hi.
Really?
Tell him we're coming to save him.
Pay attention or play with the kids. One or the other.
Play with the kids?
How did you get out?
That's not really important.
I am Groot.
Jumping a feet to your death without a parachute is a clever way of getting out of a fix.
You're all just making up stuff that he's saying, right?
One thing is we're all okay.
It stops everyone.
Rocket?
Yeah. He's here and he's okay.
Nebula barely holds back the tears of joy. Mantis sees this, feeling what Nebula feels.
Rocket, we love you very much, and we're happy you're alive.
Well, that makes you all the idiots then.
He's right about that.
Kids scream as the High Evolutionary enters the hangar bay.
Back in your cages!
Kids scatter back to the cages. The High Evolutionary launches the Guardians in front of him to the floor. Interior of the Bowie medbay, same.
Nebula? Nebula, come in.
Interior Arete, lower decks, same. The High Evolutionary takes the comm off of Nebula's uniform.
So, you'd like to joust, would you?
Go to hell, you sick son of a bitch. You killed all of those people.
Yeah, as I will your friends. I'm sending you the coordinates. They will die unless you bring me what is mine.
Interior of the Bowie medbay, same.
Screw you, you stretch-faced, Robocop-looking Skeletor wannabe purple nerdball piece of...
Tom goes dead as the High Evolutionary crushes it.
He hung up.
You think?
Interior Nowhere Cantina minutes later. A space poker game is taking place with a few familiar faces. Fraglin, Cosmo, the Broker, Howard the Duck, Griddle Mop, and Berzamidakalak play.
1966. The Soviets put me in rocket, knowing full well I never to return, and I will die in fiery ball of death. The one thing even Montek Soviets never do is call me bad dog.
Everyone around the table groans. Oh my God, could you just let it go?
Praglin, please, just take it back. This is killing us.
I can't take it back if she is, in fact, a bad dog.
They all groan again.
It never stops hurting.
Kraglin!
Fraglin leans into his communicator.
Oh, hey, Pete.
We need to save Nebula, Mantis and Drax, and we need your help.
Me?
Interior Arete experimentation deck moments later. You Star Children play at a console.
You're the one who lost him, you twit!
The Hellspawn had it, sire, but...
What? Rancid word!
I'm merely wondering whether it might be wiser to go directly to the new colony and not engage in unnecessary conflict.
He can rewire a carbonetrix core in under 2 minutes. But what is that, Vim?
Rote memorization.
Rote memorization. In hundreds of years of our creations, only one has known true invention. One. Putrid in every other way. 89P13 had that.
Yes, sire.
Populace unable to think what hasn't yet been thought will die on the vine. We need 89P13's brain so we can transfer that trait into the creatures before we go into the new colony. Nothing else matters.
Porter Vim nods. Interior Arete holding cells minutes later. Drax, Nebula, and Mantis are dropped into the cage. Mantis once again dropping right onto her head. They slowly rise to their feet. The children start to gather outside of the cage.
How did they get down here?
Jub.
Peter will be trying to get to the spaceport. He doesn't know about the children.
Nebula points at Phyla.
You!
The kids step back a little scared.
You need to let all the other children on board know to stay away from the starboard walls.
Choo.
They know 3 fucking words, and 2 of them are Jub.
Jub.
No! Listen to me. You need to talk to the other children, all of them here.
Mantis starts miming badly what Nebula is saying.
And tell them to stay away from the freaking... What the hell are you doing, Mantis?
Explaining it, dickhead.
The kids start crying. Nebula doesn't know what to say.
You're scaring them.
Drax steps up to the cage.
Oh, dumb idiots. I had a little girl like you. You know what she used to like? She liked when I made monkey noises. Beep boop, beep, beep beep boop boop boop, beep beep beep, beep 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 boop boop boop, beep 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 boop boop.
Drax starts moving like a robot, like that, making all kinds of beep boop noises. The kids seem to like this, though, if they start giggling.
Was that a monkey?
Drax continues to make the kids laugh, even miming hitting himself on the head, then hitting Nebula in the head, then Mantis. Even Mantis laughs at this. The kids continue laughing.
Alika, from Ek, Karabibe. Okay?
Polika ek.
Juju.
Jub.
Phyla nods and turns to the other kids.
Polika ek. Jub.
Juju.
Jub.
Drax turns back to Nebula and Mantis.
You're going to tell the other kids to stay away from starboard walls.
Why didn't you tell us you knew their language this whole time?
Why didn't you ask?
Interior the Bowie locker room later. Rocket pulls on his boots.
This could be futile, Quill. He's too powerful.
Well then, I guess we'll die trying.
You start off towards the flight deck.
What is dying trying going to accomplish?
Or we can just give him the badger.
Our thing is dying trying.
I am Groot.
I know who you are already.
Feel free to stay behind in the cargo area.
I'm not leaving my sister with that jackass.
Gamora pulls out a Polaroid she stole from Quill's bag.
Is this you?
She hands him the photo.
Fell out of your bag.
Quill looks at the photo of his youth standing there with his mom and grandpa.
Let's do this.
Rocket jumps into the pilot seat. Quill turns on the Zune playing This Is the Day by the. They blast through a hyperspace portal and emerge in front of the High Evolutionary's ship. Quill pops open a switch and flips it, breaking up the front of the ship into 3 smaller ships.
Wait.
In Rocket's ship, he sings.
Reading some old letters, you smile.
Interior Arete flight deck moments later. The High Evolutionary watches them approach.
You almost have to admire their pluck.
Porter Vim sees something behind them.
Saya.
Another hyperspace portal opens and out flies Nowhere. Interior nowhere flight deck moments later. Kraglin sits behind the wheel.
Howdy there, you freaking creep.
The celestial head drifts towards the ship. Interior Arete flight deck continuous. The high evolutionary turns to the pilot.
Back up!
Yes, sir.
The naked mole rat steers the ship away. Interior nowhere flight deck continuous. Kraglin turns to Steemie.
You're on, Steemie.
First barrel,
Large gun barrel emerges from the eye of nowhere.
second barrel,
Another emerges.
third, fourth barrel.
2 more barrels unlock, all pointed at the high evolutionary's ship. Interior Arete lower decks. The kids come running through, telling all the other children in cages to move away from the starboard wall. They all grab onto the rails of the cages. Interior nowhere flight deck continuous.
Hard to starboard.
Hard starboard.
Kraglin and Steemie turn the ship, taking aim.
And fire.
Nowhere fires. The shot connects, blasting a hole in the ship. Interior Arete lower decks. Phyla smiles. Interior Arete flight deck continuous. The high evolutionary staggers, but keeps his footing.
They've breached the spaceport. One of them holds subject 89P13.
Release the Hellspawn. All of them.
Sire, the Hellspawn were created solely to defend the new colony.
Do it now! Get me 89P13 and kill everyone in the head of that dead god!
Interior Arete experimentation deck moments later. The Hellspawn awaken. Interior the Bowie medbay moments later. Adam opens his eyes and sees Blurp standing on his chest. He struggles against his restraints, breaking free. Interior nowhere flight deck moments later.
Spaceport wide open, Captain, but that old missile's all we had.
Interior the Bowie flight deck continuous.
Rocket, Groot, go, get inside that spaceport.
They fly towards the Arete, dodging debris. Rocket does a full 360, then notices ships pouring out of the hangar bay.
What the hell?
It's not ships, it's the Hellspawn flying towards them. They slam into the front of Rocket's ship, and he does what he can to shake them off. Quill and Gamora go blasting through. Quill notices a golden streak flying towards them.
Oh, come on.
Adam goes flying through the front windshield carrying Blurp. He skids to a stop as the small pod starts spinning out of control. The Hellspawn spark landing on nowhere, breaching the surface of the head. Interior nowhere moments later. Cosmo sees the Hellspawn starting to fly inside.
Kraglin, we have been infiltrated.
Interior Arete flight deck moments later. The high evolutionary looks on.
Open the pit.
Sire, our bargaining power will be gone.
Simply glares at her. Interior Arete the pit moments later. The walls of the Guardian's cage open, surrounding them with darkness. Nebula turns on her light, coming face to face with Teefs. They look around, seeing 2 more large creatures.
Obelisks.
The Obelisk barfs a rainbow at Drax. Interior Arete flight deck moments later. Recorder Vim looks back at the flight console. She sees a model of the ship blowing apart.
Good God.
Interior Arete the pit, same. An explosion rocks the chamber as the Guardians band together.
This way.
An Obelisk lands in front of them. They are soon surrounded by the creatures. Interior nowhere, same. The Hellspawn start to wreak chaos on the citizens of nowhere. Kraglin and Steemie run through the destruction. Interior the Bowie, flight deck, same. Rocket flies through the Hellspawn, dodging as they punch through the front window and strike at him. Rocket starts dragging the Hellspawn against the underside of the ship, scraping them off. He clears the ship and looks up to see Quill's pod still spiraling towards the ship. Interior the Bowie, pod, same. Quill and Gamora hold on as Quill tries to input several commands into the console. Adam roars with rage and advances on them. Gamora sees Blurp and picks the thing up.
One more step and this weird thing gets it.
Don't be rash. Quill manages to pull the command stick at the last minute, crashing them into the hangar bay of the Arete. Interior Arete hangar continuous. The pod spins and Quill tackles Gamora out of the window as it comes to a crashing stop at the back of the hangar. They see Adam starting to emerge from the wreckage.
What were you programming?
Self-destruction code.
Pod explodes. Gamora and Quill share a look and a smile. After a beat, Rocket and Groot land their pods in the hangar. Interior Arete, the pit, moments later. The trio are surrounded. Mantis pushes Drax and Nebula aside.
What are you doing?
It's okay.
Mantis steps towards the obelisk.
Mantis, stop!
They eat batteries, not people. Maybe they're just scared of what we are going to do to them.
She walks towards the obelisk, which roars.
We're not going to hurt you. Everything is going to be okay.
She gently rests her hand on the creature's head, her antenna glowing. The obelisk's eyes widen. Interior nowhere, same. Kraglin watches the destruction all around him. He pulls out the arrow and looks at it, still unsure. Kraglin closes his eyes and the world slows around him.
Use your heart, boy!
Kraglin opens his eyes and sees Yondu in the distance. Yondu puts his hand over his heart and smiles. Kraglin smiles back as Yondu's spirit vanishes. Kraglin whistles and the arrow floats. The Hellspawn start towards Kraglin, and with a sharp whistle, he sends the arrow towards them. The arrow tears through the Hellspawn. Hellspawn drop all around Kraglin. He sees Behemoth flying towards him. The arrow zips past the Hellspawn and sticks into the wall behind him. Kraglin tries to retract the arrow, but it's truly stuck. Behemoth charges Kraglin. Cosmo runs out and stands between them, growling.
A dog?
Yeah,
Two large slabs of stone float up around the Behemoth.
she's a good dog.
The two slabs slam together, crushing the Behemoth. Cosmo turns and jumps up on Kraglin.
I know you believe I'm good dog.
All right, get off me, you idiot.
Interior Arete flight deck, same. Recorder Vim rushes to the High Evolutionary side.
Sire, we must retreat. The ship is going down.
The spaceport has intruders.
Go! See if one of them is 89P13.
Sire, you have an irrational obsession with this animal. You must stop for God's sake.
There is no God! That's why I stepped in.
Recorder Vim pulls a blaster and aims it at the High Evolutionary. More guards follow suit.
Controller, I'm taking command of the Arete. Disengage all damaged sectors of the ship and retreat.
The High Evolutionary lets out a scream, unloading a large blast of energy, destroying the room. Interior Arete flight deck moments later. The High Evolutionary stands alone.
Attention all personnel. Intruders have boarded the ship. Head to the starboard spaceport. Get me 89P13. And kill the rest.
All over the ship, soldiers head towards the spaceport. Interior Arete's hangar moments later. Quill turns on the Zune, filling his headphones with No Sleep Till Brooklyn by the Beastie Boys.
We go in there, we get Mantis, Nebula, and Drax. We move in, we get him, and we get out.
A boom fills the chamber as one of the walls fractures. The Guardians stand at the ready, weapons drawn for whatever might attack. Mantis, Nebula, and Drax come riding into the room on the backs of the obelisks. Mantis slides off the obelisk and smiles at Quill.
Did that look cool?
Okay, new game plan. We get the hell out of here now.
There are thousands of creatures on the ship.
Many of them are children.
And we need to be good jujube.
Huh?
Means friends.
If we want to live, we have to leave now. This whole rig is going to go down any second.
They will all die if we don't help them.
Rocket turns to the door into the ship. He remembers the pain, his friends, and the life stolen from them, and he remembers his promise.
I'm done running.
Rocket cocks his blaster and starts towards the door. The Guardians join him, no questions asked. Gamora rolls her eyes for a beat before joining in. Even Blurp comes along. Interior Arete's hangar moments later. Drax leans forward and pulls the blast door open. The hallway in front of the Guardians is full of the High Evolutionary's men and the Hellspawn. All hell breaks loose. Groot's arm flies out and skewers on the men as Mantis flip kicks another. Rocket fires off a shot. Groot's vines dive into one of the Hellspawn's mouths and sprouts a tree out of it, the branches bursting out from inside. Gamora cuts its legs off before Drax tackles another down the hall. Nebula blasts a guard as Mantis swings off of Groot's arm and into the head of another guard. Mantis flips that guard right into Groot's arm and they topple to the floor. One of the Hellspawns stabs Groot through the stomach, but this doesn't even faze Groot. Rocket climbs the Hellspawn's back and blows its head off. Rocket climbs up Groot's shoulders and uses that vantage point to rain laser blasts around the room. Rocket scampers across Groot's vines and branches, blasting away any Hellspawn that get in his way. Rocket jumps through the air, firing away. He aims backwards and blasts a hole in another Hellspawn as Quill comes sliding in. Quill blasts away a guard before slipping a red disc onto another. He hits another guard before throwing a second disc. Quill ducks under the blade of a charging Hellspawn as he throws another disc. Nebula aims at a guard, shooting them right as Quill stands before blasting another guard out of the air. The guard charges them both, but Quill hits a switch and they are all electrocuted by the discs. Nebula pulls Quill out of the way as she attacks another Hellspawn. The Hellspawn breaks her arm as another connects with her head, breaking her neck and sending her head around her back. But this doesn't stop Nebula. She takes down the first beast, then blasts the other with her broken robo-arm. Her limbs and neck snap back into place and she keeps firing. Drax comes flying in and stomps one of the Hellspawn's heads into the grate of the floor, leaving a trail of goo behind. He launches one of the guards up onto the wall before fighting off another Hellspawn and pinning the guard to the wall with a blade through the thigh. Blurp runs around the room hooting. Drax tears off the Hellspawn's arm and beats him with it. Then he lifts it into the air and slams it back into the ground, tearing out its heart. Gamora swings her sword, cleaving a guard in half. She takes out another few guards before fighting the large squid Hellspawn, which slams her into a wall. The squid takes a shot to the back as Gamora dodges one of his tentacles. She cuts it off before taking his legs off. She dodges a few quick laser blasts before digging her blade into its stomach and spinning, pureeing its insides. She looks back down the hall at the Guardians, breathing hard but still ready for a fight. She casts an eye down the hallway ahead. Interior hallway, hallway moments later, the Guardians run through the ship.
There's a big hole up in the deck. If we can connect that to nowhere, we can lead the survivors to safety.
Nebs and me will pilot the ship. You guys say, well, the higher life forms.
Nebula and Rocket branch off. Interior Ursetta holding cells moments later. Explosions rock the ship as the children hold on to their cages.
Soisu, Kuala, Soisu, Soiso.
Phyla looks up and sees Drax.
Hello, moron.
She smiles. Drax breaks open the lock.
Come on!
The Guardians open the cages, herding the kids out.
Follow me. Come on, come on.
Gamora hurries the kids along.
Go, go, go.
Dom, I am Groot.
The little girl looks up at Groot and sees Adam staggering behind him. Adam roars and his hands glow with energy. Ah! But this alone was too much for Adam, and he passes out onto his face. Mantis breaks open the lock of a cage and screams.
Ah!
Lamb Shank, hideous beyond belief.
This is way too...
Thank you.
Lamb Shank hobbles out of the cage.
Yes, you are welcome. I was screaming at something scary behind you, not you. You look really cool.
Interior Ursetta shield bay. Quill runs in only to be stopped by a few guards, one of them played by Pete Davidson. Quill puts his hands up.
Kill me if you want, but then good luck getting out of here.
They hesitate and Quill runs across to the command console. Wait.
Let him go, Phlektik. It's our only chance.
Quill slaps his comms.
I got a space big enough to get through. I got to find out if I can change it to a permeable shield.
Interior Ursetta flight deck. Rocket and Nebula run into the wreckage of the flight deck.
Can't fly this frickin' thing. The flight controls are all screwed.
I'll do it. Go help the others. Wait. Give me your comm.
Rocket tosses it to her, nods, and leaves. Interior Nowhere flight deck, same.
Kraglin, I'll pilot from this side.
Karja, back in action.
Kraglin turns the wheel. Interior Ursetta, same. Nebula crouches and her arm spreads into several tendrils. She slips them into the husk of the console and they each connect. Nebula takes control and the ship starts to move. Interior Nowhere, same. Cosmo watches as the Ursetta flies towards them, burning. Interior Ursetta moments later. Gamora enters with the rest of the Guardians as Quill works on the shield.
Come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go.
They approach the edge, which still glows with a yellow barrier.
Wait, 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 wait. Stop, stop.
Interior nowhere, same.
Those kids?
Shield Bay of the Ursetta comes close to the dock of nowhere. Everyone works to steer it in. Kraglin finesses. Nebula stands firm as the ship breaks apart around her. Everything they can to bring the ships as close as possible, completing an airlock.
Okay, Cosmo. Stitch it up. It needs to be airtight for the kids to make it across.
Cosmo braces herself.
Locking it up, Captain.
Cosmo uses her powers to pull the ships tight, stabilizing both ships. Quill finally hacks the system and the barrier shifts from yellow to purple. The kids cheer.
Go, now, go!
The citizens of Nowhere start ushering the kids across the barrier.
One by one, one by one.
Interior Arret flight deck sing. Another explosion rocks Nebula.
Locking in and heading down.
Nebula decouples. Interior Arret shield bay. Groot drops Adam on the ground. Drax ushers kids through.
This way. This way.
Adam stirs awake. Why? Why are you doing this? I tried to kill you.
I am Groot.
Adam looks confused.
Because everyone deserves a second chance.
Interior Nowhere same. Cosmo staggers, the effort becoming too much. The platform tips. Mantis runs to Cosmo and rubs the dog's back.
You are so strong.
Mantis's powers do their jobs, and Cosmo steps back up, filled with renewed energy. Interior Arret shield base same. Quill turns and sees Nebula hurrying more kids down the hallway.
Come on! Why are you so slow? Hurry!
Where's Rocket?
Nebula turns as the passageway behind her explodes again. Interior Arret holding cells same time. Rocket ushers more kids down the halls.
Domo. 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 Domo.
A wave of kids pass, and Rocket sees an illuminated cage at the end of the room in front of him. He walks towards it, past all the other cages. Inside the cage, a gaze of baby raccoons, just like he used to be. Rocket reaches into his pack and pulls out the passkey he made all those years ago. He slips it into the lock, which crackles and opens. Rocket looks up at the tag on the cage at the High Evolutionary's designation for the species. At the bottom of the list, common name, raccoon. Rocket looks back at the baby raccoons. They come towards him, curious. They sniff at Rocket's nose. He sees all the pain he can save them from. Rocket starts pulling them gently towards himself, but letting them hold onto his uniform. Rocket turns, covered in baby raccoons. He looks around the room for the first time and sees that the other cages are all full of innocent animals. He's overcome. Rocket shakes the babies off of him and turns as the High Evolutionary storms in.
You thought you could escape me.
The High Evolutionary slams Rocket into the ceiling.
No!
Another slam into the wall and through into the next room. Rocket hits a piece of machinery which shocks him before he drops to the ground. Interior Arret experimentation deck continuous.
You think you have some worth in and of yourself without me?
Rocket is lifted and launched across the room again.
No!
Rocket is slammed into a wall.
You are an abomination! Nothing more than a step on my path, you freakish little monster!
Rocket is lifted into the ceiling.
How dare you think you are more 89P13!
Rocket struggles against the energy, slapping his gravity boots. They activate and Rocket drops to the ground. Rocket lands and pulls a blaster from behind his back.
The name's Rocket. Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket blasts him across the room. The High Evolutionary jumps back to his feet and rushes at Rocket. Groot enters and grabs the High Evolutionary, pushing him back into Drax, who grabs him and power bombs him into the floor. Drax kicks the High Evolutionary across the floor and Quill blasts him out of the air. Mantis kicks the High Evolutionary down as Nebula blasts him. He lands and is caught by Gamora, who slips a blade into his gut. One of the flaps of his face dangles off. Gamora removes her blade, grabs him by the throat, and starts to pull his face off curiously. As it comes off, the High Evolutionary drops to the ground. The Guardians gather around.
His face came off.
It's a mask.
Look what you've done to me.
The High Evolutionary's face is mutilated, torn apart, and ugly, just like the High Evolutionary's soul.
For what? All I wanted to do was to make things perfect.
You didn't want to make things perfect. You just hated things the way they are.
Kill him.
Rocket puts his gun down.
Why?
'Cause I'm a freaking guardian of the galaxy.
Another explosion rocks the ship.
We have to get out of here now.
We have to save them.
We've got all the kids on board.
No, Pete. The rest of them.
Interior nowhere moments later. Murf looks back at the hall and sees a literal stampede of animals racing towards them.
Come on! Come on! Whoa! Move! Move it, bird! Whoa. Come on, come on, come on, come on!
The animals jump across, even a monkey that goes a little ape shit on Murf's face.
Thought we were limiting ourselves to higher life forms.
Yeah. Yeah, well, me too.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The animals continue across as the ceiling breaks open and the abelisks fall through.
Go, babies, go. Babies, go.
I cannot hold much.
The ships shake, the arrettes coming apart at the seams.
Run! Go! Go!
Guardians rush to get on board nowhere before it's too late. Quill runs for the gateway, but the Zune drops out of his pocket. He stops, going back for it. Interior nowhere. Cosmo collapses from the effort. The arret starts to fall away.
Quill, hurry!
Interior arret's shield bay continuous. The ground comes apart beneath Quill and he drops. He lands in the burning wreckage but keeps moving, dodging the destruction. Quill pulls a cable off the wall, sliding under a crumbling pillar. Quill reaches the edge of space and lets go of the cable, the burst of air propelling him towards nowhere. But it's a lot of open space and Quill is moving slowly. He starts to hit a few floating pieces of debris, which slow his advancement even further. He's stopped as the arret explodes behind him. Quill is still too far from nowhere. Interior nowhere continuous.
Peter.
Quill's face starts icing up. Groot runs forward and sends out branches, but they freeze and break in the cold of space well before they reach Quill. Quill's face starts to swell as he's frozen and loosens his grip on the Zune. But as the ship explodes, another glow of light comes up from behind Quill. It's Adam. Adam grabs Quill and flies him towards nowhere. They skid to a stop and the Guardians rush around Quill.
Peter!
Dude. Look. Cool.
They hoist Quill up and hug him. Come on. The Guardians all join around in a large group hug. Cosmo runs up and licks Quill's face.
Cosmo, I'm okay.
Adam looks on awkwardly from next to the hug. After a beat, he joins it. The only person not in the hug is Gamora. She's on the outside. Interior nowhere later. Rocket stands facing the High Evolutionary. The High Evolutionary fixes his flapping face as Rocket closes the door. Rocket walks away, feeling free of his demons for the first time. Kraglin walks through the new citizens of nowhere pouring drinks. He offers one to Adam.
What's your name?
Adam.
Adam? No, Adam ain't no hero name. You need something metal, something cool like Molly Hatchet, Iron Maiden, Def Leppard, something cool like that. Think about it.
Kraglin walks away. I like Adam.
Adam by itself, that sucks.
At another small stand, Murf stands handing out food covered in scratch marks and sitting next to the very monkey who did it.
Here you go.
The monkey gives a thumbs up to everyone. Interior nowhere the next day. Gamora stands over an outlook watching the citizens below. Groot walks up behind her.
I am Groot.
Yeah. Thanks. Just tell him I'm gonna be right.
He turns, realizing she understood him.
I am Groot.
Yeah. It's good working with you too.
She'll never realize that Groot misses his mother and she has no idea it's her. She walks past him, patting Groot on the shoulder. Interior Nowhere space dock moments later. Martinex stands on the gangplank to a shuttle talking to Quill.
Hey, Gamora, are you ready?
Yeah.
Quill walks towards her.
You know I'm still not who you want me to be.
I know. But who you are ain't so bad.
Gamora smiles. She walks past him and stops.
I bet we were fun.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Gamora smiles again and walks off towards the shuttle. Nebula walks past her and they nod to each other. Gamora boards the shuttle with Martinex.
You okay?
I think I need to talk to everybody.
Interior Nowhere Cantina later. The Guardians sit around the room.
So, you just gonna leave?
Quill takes a moment.
My mother died in front of me when I was 8 years old. I've been running ever since. I'm gonna need to take some time. Learn how to swim.
Quill looks at Mantis and she smiles.
I as well. I love you all, I do. But my whole life, I did whatever Ego wanted. And then I did whatever the Guardians wanted. I need to go out and discover what I want.
I will come with you.
No, Drax. That's the whole point.
But you need someone to protect you.
I don't.
Not in a bad way, just because you're incredible weakness.
Oh my god, you're so frustrating.
Drax, I need you here. We're building a new society. I need all the support I can get for those children out there. Today I saw who you are. You weren't born to be a destroyer. You were born to be a dad.
Drax nods, a small smile crossing his face.
So you lead the Guardians then?
No. I'm gonna lead the city. Make the type of home I never had.
So that's it. The group's over.
No. Well, the galaxy still needs its guardians. You look a better leader than I ever was. Captain.
Quill gives Rocket the Ravager salute, followed by Mantis, Drax, Nebula, and Groot. Rocket tries to hold back tears. Groot looks around the group. And for the first time, we properly hear him because we've become family too.
I love you guys.
Exterior Nowhere later. Rocket looks at the Zune. On it, there's a note. I went back and got this for you, Pete. Rocket smiles. Rocket scrolls to the Zune hitting the 2000s. He starts playing a song. The Dog Days Are Over by Florence plus the Machine. It plays through the speakers all around Nowhere. Everyone looks up at the music. Rocket looks a little melancholy. Nebula looks over at Rocket. The beat kicks in and Groot can't help but dance. Rocket starts bopping along. Rocket and Groot dance towards each other. Drax watches Mantis leave. She waves and he waves back. Then with a chirp, she summons the Abelisks and they leave with her. Interior Ravager ship later. Gamora is surrounded by all the Ravagers cheering her return.
Oh, yeah!
Who?
Hacker Ogord steps to Gamora, pulling her into a nice hug.
Welcome home.
Gamora smiles as she's hugged by the Ravagers. Interior Nowhere. Everyone is dancing from Nebula to Cosmo. Exterior Earth. Same. Quill walks down a suburban street. He reaches up and knocks on the door of a house. Interior Grandpa Quill's house. Earth. Day. The door opens and there stands an older woman.
I think I might have the wrong I'm looking for Jason Quill.
Yes, come in.
Grandma Quill leads Quill through the house where he sees a photo of him and his mother. Grandma Quill takes Quill to the back porch where he sees his grandpa. Grandpa Quill puts down the paper as he sees Quill. Eat? Grandpa Quill hurries to his feet and pulls Quill into a long overdue hug.
Hi, Grandpa.
Exterior nowhere, same. The children pull Drax into the dancing pit. He simply sways back and forth. But when the beat drops, Drax goes wild. Drax has finally become someone who dances.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Cosmo howls. Oh, Nebula throws her hands up with joy.
Yeah!
Groot dances. Rocket howls with joy as he dances. Fade to credits. Exterior, alien planet. Rocket sits with the new Guardians on a pile of stones. They all wear matching uniforms.
Okay. How about your favorite musical act? Phyla, you first.
Britney Spears and Korn.
Good choices.
I gotta go with my man, Garth Brooks. Yeah.
The Carpenters did not have a single bad song.
Adrian Belew, both solo and his work with King Crimson. What about you, Captain?
This one's kind of special.
Rocket starts playing Come and Get Your Love by Redbone. They all bop to it as villagers behind them scream in fear. The villagers run off as the Guardians sway.
Yes, they're here.
Kraglin gets on his feet.
Well, I can handle this by my lonesome if you all want to chill.
Nah. It'll go fast if we all do it together.
Rocket pats what seems like a large stone behind him.
Groot, wake up.
This stone is actually Groot, who's gotten huge. The new Guardians turn to see a stampede of creatures coming towards them.
Do you ever feel a little sad for them?
Yeah, sure. But these town folks can't protect themselves.
On your word, Capitan.
Word.
New Guardians race into battle. Rocket Raccoon at the head of the charge. Page of credits. Interior, Grandpa Quill's house, Earth, later. Quill sits in the kitchen alongside Grandpa Quill. Quill eats a bowl of cereal.
I mean, if she needs help mowing her lawn, I'll do it, but I kind of feel like her son should help. He's gonna sit on the porch and watch me do it. Like, he's like 45 years old, man. Able-bodied. I'm mowing his lawn. It's just feels weird.
Don't get me started.
Really? I kind of want to know.
Quill goes back to eating his cereal. Fade to white. The legendary Star-Lord will return.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the Guardians trilogy. Thank you all so much for joining on this one. This was a ton of fun. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next one. Have a good night.